After 8 months of confined stalking, torturing, gassing, drugging, forced confinement through the stalking 24/7, the tortures, the brain damage that's been done through the asphyxiation attempts from the gassing and the carbon poisoning and the crack and meth drugging or whatever has been done to me. MK Ultra use, full 100% physical identity theft and change has been done to me. Cops and accomplices, human trafficking, sex slavery trafficking, organ trafficking, tortures, community organized stalking, confinements to murder is what has taken place. August 6, 2019, OPP and other cops that are involved with this. August 6, 2019, on the corner of Bridge and Center Street in Napanee, Ontario, approximately 3 p.m. After speaking of OPP, human trafficking, homeless exploitation for monetary gain, and possible money laundering that was taking place out of the mission, I was shot by something, by ex-OPP chief or commander, and somebody in a black truck. Mark. After I was shot, it wasn't by a bullet, but it was by something that went into my right ear. I found out it to be what is called remote neural monitoring, actually. After that happened, it started to actually move through my head. I was getting burning, electroshocking, and my skull was invasively split into sections. I would go to the hospital. I went to the hospital to get a CAT scan to find out what was going on after that happened. November 19th or 20th of that year, 2019, I go to get my CAT scan done, and one of the people that are involved, that is cop and a mental health worker, because this is organized, was actually at my appointment, and I had nothing to do with her in any way, shape, or form. Had not been to a hospital or a doctor in approximately 7 to 10 years prior to being shot. I go to get my CAT scan done. One of the women that was involved, her name is Stacy, now Kingston AMHS, was at my appointment, casting lies against me, stating she was there for my benefit. I had nothing to do with her or mental health or anything else. I was asked to see my results after that, not satisfied with what had happened. I was told I could not have them, and I needed medication, whatever the fuck that was about. But I was refused my CAT scans. I went to Kingston General Hospital. They conveniently got a phone call about being a suicidal self harmer. Not true in any way, shape, or form. Never have been and never will be. But because I had long hair and my tattoos, it was automatically believed whoever it come from. The second time I went back because I was not taken serious, and that was the whole point of getting the phone call, for me to be blocked out, not to be taken serious, to prevent help and proof as to what was being internally done to me. The second time, they got a phone call about drugs that I do not do. I have not done any of that garbage crap junk since 2013. I overdosed in Kingston, Ontario. That was my wake up call. I am 100% against crack, meth, and all that fucking garbage. My niece was killed from fentanyl. I have no use for that junk. I'm losing my train of thought, sorry, because I am The whole right side of my head is completely and totally fucking gone, and I have had so much deforming done to me. With all the trauma that's being done to my body and everything, it is slowly starting to shut down. I now have tubes in my head that I never previously had. To get back on track, though, I was refused, not taken serious at the hospital. I then went to Belleville Hospital. There was a French doctor working. The first words out of his mouth is, "I seen your file. There is nothing I am going to do," and get out of the hospital. He kicked me out, refused me treatment. I would go to Lennox and Addington County General Hospital. I was being belittled. I was being name called. I was being treated like a nutcase. No psychological record or history in any way, shape, or form, but I was being treated like a nutcase and a piece of shit garbage, even to the point where I was sex assaulted and I had doctors laughing my face over it, thinking it was funny, thinking it was a joke because it was done by OPP staff sergeant and the one known as Bob Cross or Bill Woldridge, who is actually right here on Bayshore and has been stalking me for the past 6 months again, who is also involved with killing, causing my mother's death. Going to OPP, trying to get arrested, being surrounded, hands on guns, and then being constantly stalked, kidnapped, having illegal prisoner tracking put into me, no criminal record or history, attempts at having me charged twice to turn their crimes around on me. Justice of the peace is involved, threats, intimidations, obstructions, accusations stating I was high on marijuana and hallucinating, being sodomized. I was I had very serious things done to me as a child, and for her to make that accusation because it was done to me through a cop in an attempt to obstruct and get away with it, how dare you make that fucking accusation on anybody? While smelling of alcohol and eyes glossed over like railing a big line of cocaine. Going to OPP, trying to get arrested, doing OYPRD, trying everything to get lawyers, trying everything to get this out to actually help save people from this and from the police and their crimes that they are committing. Poor, homeless, elderly, disabled, because once they cast their lies against them and they get the communities on board from their lies against their victims, whether they are criminals or not, to help gang stalk them, help break them down, help mentally torture them, help keep them confined, and help them murdering victims, whether they are knowingly or unknowingly doing it through the police badge, recruiting junkies, sex offenders, child molesters, child harmers. My mother was stalked, tortured, her life was taken through Bill Woldridge and guy known as Blair Hardy or Blair Kane Hardy, alleged OPP supervisor. He likes to assault women. He'd done it to a woman in 2021 who is now deceased at 45 Dundas Street East, Apartment 3. Attempts at fraud on me through welfare at 45 Dundas Street East in Napanee in 2021 until I caught on to it. Stalking, highly obsessed. Other than ex-OPP chief or commander and the cop that assaulted me with the one known as Bill Woldridge, and that's the one that the doctors laughed about in my face, thinking it was funny because I'm a man and because it was who it was done by. Him, Staff Sergeant years 2019 and 2021. Kidnapping also May 21st, 2021 or 2021, May 21st, May 27th, 2021. 24 hours after I asked for help with the crimes taking place against me. I was taken to Kingston. They forced my blood and my piss from me. When they found out what they had done 24 hours prior, they left me in Kingston. Falsely charged to the hospital twice in an attempt to cover up the crimes that they are guilty of for their medical negligence and falsifying medical files, their treatment refusals, and having victims medically blacklisted for police and junkies and not having to prove anything. People are being experimented on, especially poor, elderly, homeless, and disabled. The MK Ultra use, R&M 24/7 surveillance use, which is also used to destroy internally a person's central nervous system from the inside out. Destruction, basically killing them. I have been through 100% proven full physical identity changes, 53-year-old man, and physically changed. I'm kind of actually I'm looking a lot like a cop's brother who is younger than me and a lot of other people that are involved in this. A guy known as Blair Hardy once again, and Bob Cross, the other cops that are involved, Shannon Cork, Robert Lucas, Dave Weiss, Constable Ward, Christine Schultz, Shelley Huffner, Stacy, a mental health worker, was Napanee Daily Tea Company, now Kingston AMHS, Spencer Mills, 14716, Robert Kane, Drug Cop 7224, the Justice of the Peace, doctors, the ones I just said, Blair Hardy, and the one known as Bob Cross or Bill Woldridge. He was stalking children daily at Tim Hortons for OPP, ex-chief or commander, the one that had me shot with the black truck with Mark in 2019, stalking children for him daily. And I called him out in Tim Hortons for doing it. I don't harm children. I help protect them. From scum. A lot of lies, a lot of labels, a lot of time buying, extortion, arrest refusals, false arrest, to all get away with this. This is also about preventing, which has taken place against me, is also about preventing the arresting and charging of other certain cops. Like I said, the one that had me and my mother shot that caused her death in 2020. It caused her cancer while she was being stalked and tortured to the point where her skull was lifted up off her head. A 77-year-old woman. Somebody has to answer for that. I am also the end of my bloodline as well. So this is a capital homicide against me, stealing my identity, stealing my bloodline, and stealing my life for police revenge and for ODSP fraud. Each and every one of those pictures on the thumbnail are 100% me, 100% real, and they are just a few of the identity changes I have been through and the serious deforming I have shown and proven while being confined, tortured, and going through this. So you are guilty of capital murder. This is Outside Deseronto too. Also, Hartwick's, Tyler Lake, Jason Van Alstyne, Bert Hustler, Brandon Barry, Raymond LeBleau, the Moros, all from Napanee. Outside Deseronto now. all homeless, all in vehicles, and all have been stalking and torturing me. Constant criminal harassment for the past 7 years and now 7 months. Almost 8. After being gag ordered as well, threats on my death threats to my family members, to my nephew, because he is family. Threats of destroying and digging up my niece's grave and doing very seriously dirty, disgusting things to her body. Threats that like that were made to me at Christ Church. Threats of being put in a hole. And I've done absolutely nothing except for expose police crimes and the revenge and everything else that has happened to me. My medical rights, my legal rights, my human rights have been taken while I am being tortured under confinement. Every time I have R&M on me, which enables invasive surveillance, I go to do a bong because I smoke weed and I am a middle-aged man, and it's legal. I use it for pain, for medication, because I don't even take pills. I am 100% against synthetics. Also, every time I go to do a bong or something, I have cars going by pumping carbon exhaust through me. I have tubes in 4 spots in the back of my head and what feels like a plate and mesh wiring. Also, inside my skull. That's been done to me. I get piss. I get shit. I get. I have been tortured by jizz. I get animal piss and shit going through me through the tubes I have in my head, being tortured by it. 100% provable as well, medically. My stomach has been completely screwed on me to the point where I eat my food goes to the right side of my body, not my stomach. So I am also being decayed and mutilated from that as well, internally. Another reason why I am medically blacklisted and prevented from going getting help until everything is completely finished, till my identity theft is completely finished, till my brain fuck is completely finished, and everybody gets away with this. I have more than enough proof on my YouTube channel to show and prove. You have Pegasus using on my computer too, and my phone blocking it out, controlling my computer and my phone. You're doing it right now while you are watching me do this fucking video, each and every one of you. And I don't care, Hartwicks, whether you were 85, 88, whatever you are. I am not having my lungs and liver being used and pretty much being fucking harvested from the tubes I have attached to me in me from you guys. I am being organ trafficked as well. I have tubes that are attached to my liver, my kidneys, my groin, my lungs, and my heart, as well as my throat and my brain. And I've shown them and proven it on in my videos and other pictures. But you're blocking everything out. You've already stole my Facebook that I had to steal my pictures and my videos that I had in an attempt to try to destroy me, using them for your own benefit. The same with my TikTok and Instagram was recently stolen as well through my phone being hacked and everything. And now I have no control over it and cannot get on them in any way, shape, or form. So any pictures going through of me from any Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or anything else is completely and totally fake. Not me. It's from stolen pictures of me from these lowlives using my pictures as them to benefit in their fucking crimes against me, to frame people. And I will not be proven wrong. This is Ontario, Canada. Napanee and areas because it's a small town, small area, easy to cast lies against victims, to get the gang stalkers to help confine and torture the victims, to get away with murdering them, to get out of for revenge retaliation, to get out of murder charges. And I have proof, which I just showed today again for about the 10,000th time. Me going to the police and getting surrounded hands on guns for murder charges against them. So this is 100% about retaliation from me and exposing what they are doing, trying to turn their crimes around against me, trying to label me as whatever, to justifiably commit their crimes against their victims under the false guise of law and labels and lies without having to prove anything. You just start labeling people and you're getting on board to help them be gang stalked and tortured, confined by people in communities, destroying lives, innocent people. No criminal record or history except for the attempts at having me charged to cover up cops and everybody else crimes. Like I said, with the full physical identity changes that's been done to me and the confinements and everything else that I am under, when people disappear, it's the police that are involved in these crimes, especially against poor, homeless, elderly, disabled. Once again, once you cast your lies against them, they're easier to cover up. And you know, because the area that you're doing it here in, there is no help for anybody legally or any way else. The only way people get out of this is for you to actually have them killed or for somebody to actually take their own life, which is not going to happen with me. My father done that. I don't really want to talk about this, but my own father done that when I was a child and I watched him do it. So there is no chance of me going through the same thing in any way, shape, or form. I know what that's like. I watched it happen. So, yes, I watched my own father take his own life. And whether you like hearing that and you're sitting back and laughing or not, I really don't care. Meaning the ones that are listening to this, my stalkers, for anybody else who might think it's a joke, who has happened to be buried in Deseronto, Ontario. And because of the threats against me, I requested that after I am dead, that I be buried in Deseronto, Ontario with my dad, not in the promised hole that they said they were going to put me in along the Bayshore or in the river or the bay, whatever. Whether you block this or not, for my own record, each and every person named, including cops' family members and the cops who have been charged previously, twice filed against them for the crimes that are taking place against me now. So everything done will reflect back onto the cops for the crimes you are committing against me through them. Be safe, everybody that may see this. love all, hate none. I'm not the criminal. You are garbage.